sky sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide.
Hello friends, we did it! Summer Sparkle hit $125,000. The projects are already underway. The senior fencing is finished. 15 new doors are being built as we speak. The dump trailer is paid for, the tractor repairs are paid for, and the painters have officially been notified that we are painting the town red. And somehow that is only part of what's happening this week. We survived a brutal heat wave. Lambert ended up at OVC in an emergency. We said goodbye to Jeannie and Nutmeg. And there's a whole lot of other resident updates we need to talk about. So today's gonna be one of those Barnside chats. The highs, the heartbreak, the emergencies, the ridiculousness, and the extraordinary things that the community made possible this week. Let's get into it.
Out by the barn where the stories grow, under the sun where the warm winds blow, a sanctuary where the hearts unite. Come join the love in the golden light. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide. Whispers of care in the gentle breeze, laughter that dances among the trees. Every life matters, every heart's a flame. Together we gather, no one's the same. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide. Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide.
Hello friends, hello Gail, hello Shirley, hello Mary, Sylvia, thank you so much for joining everybody, joining us here today. Hello Helen. My, what a week, what a week. If you're just joining us, you heard the intro, we've got quite a show planned for you today. Welcome everybody to Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary, located in Sheffield, Ontario, Canada. My name is Derek. I'm Executive Director and Co-founder, and we are located in, of course, Canada. What a beautiful and sad week it has been. You may have heard that this past week we lost a couple of resident friends here at the farm. We said goodbye to Jeannie Bean, and we said goodbye to Nutmeg. The week was a busy one. There were highs and there were lows, and those were some of the lows for sure. So 2 more souls added to Memorial Trail, and yeah, it's sad looking at our news feeds this week. The sanctuary is doing a beautiful job at covering their lives. And I just watched the beautiful tribute video that Christine had made for Jeannie. And yeah, my heart is definitely sore this week. There's so much going on at the farm. We closed Summer Sparkle goal. We made it. We made the $125,000 goal and blew by it just a little bit. $125,469, meaning that the projects are fully funded. You know, that's one of the highs this week, is that the Summer Sparkle made its big finish. The highs and lows of this place are really stark. There's not much chance to celebrate, and there's not a lot of chance to grieve, because every single day the residents have to be fed. The residents need clean beds, they need to be cooled, they need to be warmed up, they need to be comforted. So it's been a tremendous week on our minds, and I just want to thank you all for being here and witnessing it all, and as well for your very kind messages online that you've been posting about Jeannie and about Nutmeg, and also Esther's birthday we celebrated on July the 1st. And so it's been an absolutely crazy week. The highs for sure are getting to build the world that Esther showed us, and the projects that were selected for the Summer Sparkle campaign were keeping the sanctuary running physically with the engines, and so the tractor repairs, all the equipment repairs. Then we put in a huge section for our senior residents so that they can have some sort of rotational grazing and safer fencing that they can lean on and rely on and know that it's not going to fall over. We funded these beautiful double Dutch 15 new doors on the barn. That's funded. The security and the caretaking, it's funded. And we get to paint the sanctuary red again. That's funded. We're protecting the very walls that keep the residents safe. So thank you so much, everybody. I mean, these are, the highs and lows are tremendous, and just having everybody here, this community, join together with us really makes a big difference. And what a big difference we're going to have, going from black and white to full color, getting to celebrate that, that we get to paint the barns and the surrounding buildings red. We are so stoked. And yeah, those projects, the painting is going to begin as soon as the new doors have been built. So I think they have 8 or 9 new doors left to go, and then the painters can be brought in, because we want to make sure that those doors are painted as well. So that's fantastic, friends. I mean, what an enormous win. $125,469. The Summer Sparkle goal was met. And I know we're all tired. It was a busy month, and I promise not to talk about Summer Sparkle for a while, because we've all had it with Summer Sparkle. I'm sure of it. Summer Sparkle, Summer Sparkle, Summer Sparkle. Maybe that tune is still in your head, the Summer Sparkle jingle. I know that it is kind of in my head as well. All right, we're going to do some resident updates. So there's a lot of them this week. So you might need a notepad to track them all. We're kind of feeling tired like this guy, Ricky. We just got over the heat wave, and it was hard on everybody. And not related to the heat wave, but Lambert certainly had a bad week. A couple days ago, one of the amazing caretakers here noticed that Lambert was urinating, having difficulty urinating, and his posture was a bit funny. And upon further inspection, it revealed that some of the towels in his stall had blood on them, and some of the wood shavings in his stall had blood on them. And yeah, he was struggling to urinate. And so we got him comfortable, and of course called the vet right away. And the vet gave us some instruction for antibiotics to treat him for, like a urinary tract infection, or perhaps a stone, but to help with inflammation and with pain. So we started a protocol right away. And the vet told us that if we see, if we see straining and no peeing, then that is an emergency. So the very next day, we saw straining and no peeing, and so what that meant right away was that it was an emergency visit to OVC hospital. So Lambert was loaded up into a crate and loaded up into the truck, and then immediately taken to Ontario Veterinary College, which is about 25 minutes away if you are abiding by the law. And so Kevin took Lambert off to OVC, who then were ready to receive him because we called while they were on the way. And they shaved some little parts on Lambert to be able to have ultrasound technology see his kidneys, and they took blood, and they took a urine sample and hooked him up to IV. And so whatever happened. So the blood that was found from an injury that had occurred internally, probably a stone, like a small crystal that made its way through and tore and damaged his urethra, and then the clotting that came out was because of the damaged urethra. So they've given him some pain meds and a local injection at his urethra to make it so that he's not straining to pee. But whatever has happened, and we're grateful certainly that it's not a blockage, because that could be catastrophic. So our fingers are crossed that Lambert will be home with us soon. Before Lambert went to the hospital, he also had an injury on farm. Okay, this looks really bad, but this is like a cracked horn. So there's a bit of blood here. You can see Lambert's cracked the top of his head. His horns, his little nubs, one of two things. Either it was a botched removal job, and that's why his horns are so frail, or he was just born with deformed horns like that, and they're never going to be strong. So we already knew that they were a bit loose and a bit funny, so it was just a matter of time before him playing and one of the horns popped off. So it looks really bad, but the caretakers immediately knew what to do. They applied compress and then wrapped it all up and then got him all clean again. And there he is, clean. It kind of looks like he has a bow tie on top of his head, but that's how they have to wrap the horns. And during his stay at OVC, they were already looking at his horns and going to see if we could help him out in any way by removing the frail, it's almost like a weak nail. I don't know how to describe it. It's like shale, like chalk almost. And so they're going to look at that to see if there's anything that they can do to make sure that, we're going to continue to have this. It's going to be a lifelong problem that Lambert has with his head and those horns. So we'll see what they have to recommend. And of course, he needs to be neutered as well. So there's a few things that are lined up for Lambert, and whether they all get done right now or they get done separately, or that he just comes home to settle from his urethra damage, we'll see. We don't know what that is just yet, but we will let you know. Mercy went in for a routine hoof trim. We wanted to do it last week, but during the heat wave was not the time to be asking anything of Mercy. So we got Mercy raised up, and Mercy's front right hoof has a spot of infection in it. And the last time we had Mercy up, she was reluctant to have us trimming that foot. She was already sore. But we did some more trimming on it just yesterday, and we discovered that an infection had crept in. So we worked on her foot for about an hour, and at the end of it was soaking her foot in antibiotics, and she'll get systemic antibiotics for the next few days, and then we will raise her again, checking in on her to see if the infection is receding or progressing in any way. It's sore. She's definitely sore on it, and this is what she looked like coming out of it. She went in, believe it or not, looking a little bit more rough than coming out. And I believe that's because some of the pressure that the infection was on the inside of her hoof was relieved. You can see this picture here. There's like some black sap dripping out of that one toe. And this is her front right toe. And it's the front right outside toe. And you can see that little dollop of black there. And that's just where the infection is leaching out. And that stuff smells horrendous. Poor Mercy. You know, she's already such a fragile case with her arthritis and old age. So having a hoof infection is something that's very dangerous, and I was worrying about it last night for many hours after her appointment, and I'm still worried about it today, and we'll keep you all up to date on how Mercy is doing. This is what Mercy was doing a few days ago, out laying in the dirt pile, keeping cool. It was over 100 degrees here last week, very dangerous temperatures for the pigs. So we moved all of April's family, the seniors, the most susceptible ones to heat stroke. We moved them over closer to the barn, to the stall barn. The stall barn is insulated where the arena is not insulated. So the stall barn is cooler. It's the cooler place to hang out. And it's much smaller, so the residents tend to be quieter when they're on stall rest. So we brought the three of them over very close so we could keep a close watch on them. And there was a lot of cooling down going this week. We had the hoses running over the pigs. We had sprinklers set up. We had misters set up. The bogs got dug deeper, more water put into them. Just a litany of frozen fruit and veg went out. A whole carload full of watermelons. We also froze some watermelons, which was interesting. The residents, some of them liked the frozen textures, and others were like, nah, I'm not so into it. But we spent a great deal of energy keeping the residents safe this week. Pixie was feeling the heat this week. We're not sure if it was the heat related, but Pixie has got some she's got bad diarrhea right now, and she is feeling better, but there was a couple of days there where we were worried about her fluid intake and about how she was doing in the heat. Some other struggles that we saw going on were some hot spots popping up. So this is George's tail. A hot spot on his tail popped up. We talked about that 2 weeks ago, and that's what it looks like now, healing. And then we also had some sunburn, it appears, around Emma's eye and also on the backs of Emma's ears. We're not sure if this is like hot spot starting or if she just got too hot. We're not really sure. We haven't seen this type of cracking before, but nevertheless, just some antibiotic cream on top of it and some aloe vera cream, got it all sorted out. April's crew, it was time for them to step on the scale. It has been a while, a long time since they have been weighed. And probably good, because if we had weighed them sooner, we would be cutting their meals a little bit more. Here's April proudly standing on the scale, saying, well, I might have gained a little bit of weight, but right now is the perfect time for calorie reduction, because we did reduce all of the pigs' meals down to just once a day, and that's because they can go. Hello, testing. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. And they can have all the green grass that they want. So they're down to one meal a day, and we'll be weighing this group a little bit more closely, because that's the last thing that the seniors need, is extra pounds on their very delicate joints. What else went on this week? Well, Brian got an injection under his wing. So here's caretaker Nicole and caretaker Chris. Actually, this is not an injection. This is anti-parasite medicine underneath their wings, similar to like a cat or a dog. So I think this is them getting their revolution dose. Okay, you're gonna get a dose here of a pig butt. This is a butt that we're love seeing out around the sanctuary, and it belongs to Mr. Noah. He's still in quarantine, but we are feeling more comfortable about bringing him out and about. So it's wonderful to see his beautiful floppy ears out walking around the sanctuary yard, getting to see all of the sights. And he has not yet met any other pigs, but he has met Callie, and I think you might have already seen a photo or maybe a video of Callie, but my gosh, Noah's cute little face. He's got quite an attitude, man. He is such a strong personality, and seeing him out strutting his stuff, he really holds his own, and I just love seeing him and Callie interact. And he's so small, and I think he's about 45 pounds now, and he is one instigator. He's the one that's instigating like these little scrum matches with Callie, and it's a joy to get to see him come into his own. And we'll keep you updated on Noah's quarantine. Noah was welcomed into the family about a month ago. Noah escaped one of those horrible farms raising pigs for money, and he ran and somebody found him and brought him to sanctuary. And he's lucky. He's the luckiest little Noah there is on this planet. And he still has his tail. His ears are not docked, and also you can see that he was not neutered. So he'll be heading in for a neuter very soon. We have to make sure his skin infection is clear before he goes in for his neuter. So we'll be trying to space that out. We'll make sure that he's all healed up from the infection before he goes in, because we don't want to be putting him under sedation or anesthesia and cutting, removing his testicles if he's already immune compromised. So we'll wait until that's all cleared up, and then little Noah will be going in to the hospital to OVC. So those are some updates on Noah. And I couldn't do the Barnside chat without giving you an update on sweet Eleanor. I have a soft spot for the residents that are on their own right now, and it's always been like that. I've always felt like they deserve a little bit more attention. And right now, that's Eleanor. Eleanor is on her own, and Noah is on her own, and Lambert is on his own. And we can't wait until these three get their families here and get them all worked in. But until then, I spend as much free time as I can when that permisses, and I've been having a great time taking Eleanor out for little walks around the sanctuary. She is so gentle, and she follows around, and she still knows how to sit, which is beautiful. But I had her out, and she got to hear BJ for the first time, and she was startled, man. She didn't know what that noise was, but she went right over after crossing the road. It took her a little bit of time to cross the road because it's the gravel road, and she just came to it and was like, "Oh, I'm not going to cross that." But she did eventually cross over and go over and see BJ and Escalade. And yeah, it's beautiful to see her curiosity, and those first Kodak moments that happened. There will not be another meeting of Escalade for the first time. So there was a cute little video of her. And I'm sure that will get played on social media soon enough. And getting to see her have a relationship with Callie, a cross-species relationship, and try to figure out how to fit in. And Callie's got to figure out how to fit in with her. But Callie enjoys coming for these walks around the farm. And Eleanor seems to be enjoying the long walks around the farm and getting to see everything. It's funny, we come out of the barn and the first thing she does is put her nose right to the ground, just 2 feet outside of the barn. I'm like, come on, no, we have to get away from the barn. Like, let's go. And when we get going, I'll try to keep the speed going, And she just likes to dawdle around. And who doesn't like to dawdle around? She's growing so much. So getting to walk around, I think it's, well, let me think about this. 100, 200, 300, 400. It's probably about a 500-meter walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, maybe 700-meter walk around pastures P, Q, and R, and back up to her stall. So we did a long walk around, and a couple nights ago was the first time she made it all around before turning around and decided to go back. It's cute to see her out trotting around. This is at the bottom pasture. You can see the farm up there on the right. But yeah, she is a cutie patootie. I just love these moments. Yeah, it's awesome to see her running. And you know, after a week like this, I keep thinking about what it actually means when we say we're trying to build the world that Esther showed us, because I think that sometimes that can sound big and beautiful and, you know, kind of abstract, but this week it looked very real. It looked like getting through a heat wave. Every fan was running, every hose was going, every plan being adjusted for the residents. It looked like Lambert straining to pee, and we had to act, and loading him up and getting him to OVC as fast as we could. It looked like saying goodbye to Jeannie. And after, you know, where we want them to know that no matter what, that when it gets to the end, that they matter. And at the same time, well, all of this is happening. The senior fencing was being completed. 15 new doors were being built. The tractor repairs were paid for. The dump trailer was purchased. The painters were being called. And that is the part that I really want to sit with for a second. That the residents, you know, they still age. And they still get sick. And emergencies still happen. We still lose people that we love. You know, the promise here is not that nothing bad will ever happen here. The promise is that when it does happen, that they will matter, that they'll be noticed, that they'll be helped, that they'll be comforted, and that they won't face it alone. You know, and all of those projects that we just raised money for, they're a part of keeping that promise. A fence is not just a fence. It gives our senior residents more freedom safely. And the doors that are being installed right now, they're not just doors. It's, you know, they're doors that's going to protect everyone through our harsh Ontario winters. And the tractor is not just a tractor when this entire place depends on it, you know. Depends on that it keep moving. And paint is not just paint when it protects the buildings and the residents. So I just say this very plainly. You did not just help us reach the fundraising goal, you helped us keep this place ready. Ready for the ordinary days, which we hope for, ready for the emergencies, which we hope for few of, and ready for old age, which we all hope we get. And ready for the next resident who needs us. Ready to keep building a world where farmed animals are not treated like things, but like someone. And after the week that we just had here, I just want to say thank you. It's been a rough one. Okay, I guess we should do some facilities updates really quick before I run out of time or before I start crying here on camera. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Check this out. Here's the dump trailer. We bought a used dump trailer on Facebook Marketplace. We were able to save a few $1,000s buying a used one. This was one that a somebody had parked inside its entire life, not a spot of rust on it. So this is what the dump trailer does. We're able to fill it up full of manure and compost, stones or garbage, and we're able to haul it around easily and dump it all very easily. So there was one spot on the farm that had just an absolute ton of scrap metal, and we had been putting it off and just letting the grass grow through it, and then you don't see it. But we were finally able to get it all picked up and cleaned up, because it wasn't going to be, 25 truckfuls going up and down the driveway. Instead, it was just one big dump trailer. So that happened with facilities, which we're so glad to have that piece of equipment. This week we also dug deeper and larger bogs for the pigs. We had a big digger on site to help us on Memorial Trail, and we used it for other projects while it was here, so digging the bogs. This piece of machinery, putting in the fence line for the seniors, it's unbelievable to see the fence posts just be driven into the ground. It's remarkable. Just boom, 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 and done. And so the senior area is looking really amazing. This is what it looked like before. I mean, this is like, so around the bog we had all of this flexible fencing panels, and now it's, I know this isn't I wish it was the same perspective, but you can see in the background now it's all proper high tensile fence, and so the residents can scratch on it and lean on it, and it keeps them safe. Okay, we did the facilities updates, we did the resident updates. Let's do something that we haven't done in a while, and maybe we don't have to do it, but let's do the magic rainbow bag.
In the bag, the magic rainbow bag. What's in the bag? The magic rainbow.
And I also love the Magic Rainbow Bag song. Okay, friends, if you have a question that you would like answered in today's show. So I am doing this live. We are going to scroll back and see if there are any questions. If you have a question, all you have to do is put it in the comment feed below. I'm scrolling. Maybe there's no questions, and that's okay too. In which case, you can just put them in the comment feed, and I will look at this comment feed next week. How much does Eleanor weigh now? Oh, Eleanor's got to be pushing 240 pounds now. 220 pounds? 220 pounds. About 220 pounds, I think she is. Yeah, she is a lot bigger than Callie, for sure. So thank you very much, Brooke, for your question. Let's see if there are other questions. Searching for punctuation. Has Eleanor been spayed? Yes, Eleanor was spayed about 2 months after she arrived. Maybe, no, it was about 2 months after she arrived. It was in January, because I remember she went in and Ted also went in for teeth surgery at the same time. So since January, she's been spayed. Brooke wants to know, I know Lambert hasn't been neutered, but I'm wondering if Noah has been neutered. No, Noah has not been neutered yet, and we're waiting for his skin infection to clear up, and then when his skin infection clears up, we'll make that appointment for him, but we didn't want him to go in immune compromised with an infection and then have to go through healing. So, geez, Mercy, black sap. Yes, that was not a great find. And as soon as the tool hit it, so it's a high, it's basically a small little grinder, and when the tool hit it, it spun this black goop all like at me and Kevin at high speed, and I shut the thing off. I said, "Do you smell that?" And Kevin said, "Yeah." He went reaching for the camera right away to take photos. We knew exactly what it was, because man, it sure does stink. There is nothing that has a smell like, well, there are a few things that have a smell like that, but this one is very recognizable for smell of infection. Poor Lambert, is he going to be okay? Yes, so we heard from OVC last night. No news is good news, and he's just going to remain there for a couple days on fluids, and to make sure that, if he does strain, that he is in the absolute best place to be straining, and they'll try to figure it out. But for right now, no news is good news, and I'm hoping that we get a call today to make a plan for his horns and maybe for his neuter surgery. We'll see what's going to happen. It's all about Lambert and what he can take. Let's see. You mentioned for someone went to the vet, and how much was that vet bill? Oh gosh. I don't know, but they're always thousands of dollars. We give all our money to the vet. Let me scroll down to the bottom. When do you think all the Summer Sparkle campaign jobs will be completed? So I'm hoping by the end of July that they'll all be completed. I think that that is a fair guesstimation of time. Given we are in our dry months. So the painters need about 10 days, 10 business days of good weather and painting. And that doesn't have to be 10 days back to back to back. You know, they'll do a few days here, and if they have to break for the weather, if it's too hot or if it's raining, they'll take a break. But we're expecting by the end of January. How much does Noah weigh? We think Noah is pushing 40, 45 pounds. The problem with Noah, not a problem, Noah doesn't like to be picked up. And when you pick him up, you risk your own life. Because we don't have a football helmet, and he is a squirming bean. And so the last time we had him weighed was around 35 pounds. But yeah, he's gaining on a trajectory that is similar to Eleanor's. And before we know it, they'll be on a pound a day very soon, and on their way to probably 700 pounds. Yeah. Yes. After Ferdinand, who is the next resident to chase Derek around the property? Oh gosh. Thanks, Danny. Right now we don't have too many residents that are chasing me around the way that Ferdinand did. You know, Ferdinand could be very endearing. He had some, you know, he definitely had his people that he liked, and yeah, the turkeys are such huge personalities. Let's see, I think that is it. Let's see. Could the blood from Lambert's horn be what was found? Probably not, just asking. No, completely different. I wish it was related, Sylvia, but no, there was clear signs when he was peeing, it was blood that was coming out. So I wish it was the same blood, but no, it's not connected at all. Okay, if you have any more questions you would like answered in the rainbow bag, I'll do it next week. All you have to do is put your questions in the comment feed below, or you can private message us or email us. Oh my, I'm just gonna close the door. I hear the carpenters are cutting doors in the arena right now, and it is very loud with the metal saw. Okay, wow, we really ran over, but we had a lot to talk about this week, and yeah, thanks for being here. And I guess that's where we'll leave it for today. What a week. Huge campaign finish, projects already moving, a heat wave, emergencies, double loss, progress, and somehow in all of that mix, this place kept doing exactly what it was built to do. So from all of us here, thank you. Thanks for helping us build the fences, replace the doors, fix the tractor, buy the equipment, protect the barns, and keep this sanctuary moving forward. Thank you for loving on the residents, and thank you for standing with us through the joyful weeks and the heartbreaking ones. And thank you for believing in the world Esther showed us, where kindness reaches farmed animals too. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Love lives here where the open skies sing. Every soul finds a place to cling. Join us today, feel the warmth inside in the Barnside chat, where the love won't hide.